trying to have a good time. Nope. Who the hell are you? What the hell?
What's going on, guys and gals, and welcome to Good Real Hunting. We're here for the good reels. You don't have to. It's boy Brad, the Brett Man's right over there. Today we're going to be talking about Knock at the Cabin, the newest movie from M Night Shyamalan. Should you be excited about it? We're about to let you know. And so this movie's about a family that goes to an isolated cabin in the woods. They get a knock at the cabin from some strangers, and they're like, "Hey, man, you guys got to choose if you guys want to sacrifice one of your own family members, or if you want to save the world, all of humanity, all 7 billion people." Very interesting concept, Brett, man. And this movie it makes you ask a lot of interesting questions, man.
Oh, dude, I love when movies ask those very deep and dark questions, kind of like you alluded to, man. Like, would you sacrifice your family, or would you want to see the whole population burn down and just it be by your own self? Man, those are some great questions, man. I'm ready to dive into it. But the first thought I have to say about this movie is welcome back, M Night Shyamalan. Welcome back, dude. Like, seriously, where the hell have you been doing pieces of crap movies like Old when you could be freaking tackling movies like this?
Dude, when Old came out, I told myself I would never get excited about an M Night movie again. And I still stand by that. But when I left this movie, the whole time I really enjoyed this throughout the movie. This is actually probably one of my favorite M Night movies in a long time. Probably my favorite since like his heyday. Honestly, I think it's better than. I don't want to get too crazy here, but I think it's better than The Visit. I think it's better than Split. I was never a huge Split fan. I thought it was good, but it wasn't great. And Glass, the Glass one sucked, and Old was fucking horrible. I don't understand how you can have a director have a movie as bad as Old was, and then turn around and do this as your next thing. I don't get it. But either way, one thing I really liked about this movie is that isolated setting we get in that remote cabin. This is a apocalyptic movie, really about the apocalypse. Yet the whole time we're in this cabin with this core group of characters, we're not really sure what's going on in the real world throughout, which I think is a really cool way of doing it. So I really like that. It makes you ask a lot of questions as you guessing, second guessing things throughout the runtime. So I really like the way they handled that. I thought it was really good.
Dude, absolutely. And the two standouts for me, the first one is being Ron Weasley, man. Dude, what the hell happened after Hogwarts, man, for him to go such a down, dark road, man? Like, I'm just kidding, man. I gotta give my boy Rupert Grint a shout out, because I do honestly feel bad for him after the Harry Potter franchise. He got the short end of the stick of not a lot of people wanting to work with him. So thank you, M. Night Shyamalan, for reminding us that he is a dang good actor when you put him in the right role in the right story. So I thought he did a good job. But man, let's just not beat around the bush here. The great standout to this one is Dave Batista, man. And I'm getting ready to freaking throw you a big old schnapper knocker, as freaking Jim Ross once said. It is, man. You ready for this? I think
Yes.
Dave Batista is better than The Rock and John Cena when it comes in terms of acting.
Ooh, man, I don't know, man. Peacemaker is gonna have John Cena pretty high on my list for a bit, but
Yeah,
I do think
that's a
Batista
TV show. I'm talking about a movie.
acting's acting. Peacemaker's really got himself a show there, but that's beside the point. Batista really kicked ass in this thing. It was a dramatic role. First time I've really seen him in this kind of role, and he did knock it out of the park. He was really good.
Slayed it, dude.
You could say he knocked it out of the cabin even. So I think. I like that. And you know what I also like is the fact that, it's one of those thriller movies. It's a well-directed kind of like isolated thriller. We learn everything as the characters are, as the family in the cabin. We learn everything as they learn things. So we don't know anything they don't know. And I really like that decision throughout this movie. Pretty much kind of the same point I made before. But yeah, I think that's really good. And yeah, man, this thing was emotional at times. It was just, it really is crazy how good of a director M. Night can be when he really wants to be. I thought this thing was just out. When it comes to the directing, the style, the flow of the movie, the pacing, all that stuff was really good.
Dude, absolutely. It was so damn good, especially that third act, man. Like, because I was worried, like I was like around like 3 territory, like for most of the movie, but once we hit that third act, man, it went places, man. It really truly did. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that because again, spoiler free, but that third act really just literally, like Brad said, knocked it out of the cabin with how freaking terrific it is, man. It really truly is. So if you're a little bit on the sensitive side or the lighthearted side, bring a tissue with you or a Kleenex or whatever it is that you freaking wipe your eyes out with. Not except for me, I use kind of like butter from the popcorn to wipe my eyes, man.
Jesus. I tell you what else is good. Just from M Night exclusively here, I don't feel like a lot of times in his movies he's forced an ending. He forces a big ending that really doesn't make sense, or just for the sake of having a twist, like he forces it, and a lot of times it just leaves you asking more questions than answers. I don't feel like he forced anything in this movie. I feel like it was all really solid. The ending was, I think the ending could have been a little bit better, but I think at the same time it was good. I appreciated him for not like trying to go out and do something completely bananas to end this thing, and just telling a story for what it is and not trying to M Night spin it. Like I appreciated it for that.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. And like he pretty much what he did for most of this movie is he just went straight to the point with everything. Kind of like you say, he didn't BS around anything or didn't add any BS. He legit followed the book. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, this movie was based off a book. Brad, do you have the title of that book? I'm pretty sure it's like a knock at the cabin at the end of the world or something close.
It is, yeah. Yeah, it's something. It's a little bit longer.
Yeah, so appreciate just at least making it this right here, knock at the cabin, so we didn't have to say anything long. But pretty much just to wrap everything in a nice little bow, man. M Night Shyamalan absolutely did a phenomenal job. Batista did a phenomenal job. Batista has a really damn good chance of possibly winning a real horror award next year, man. As of right now, things could change later on in the year.
Yeah, it's my favorite story of the year so far. I think it was a really good story. So I think it's got a chance for that. But yeah, man, that's pretty much it for me, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go ahead and rate this bad boy, man. I'll go ahead and start first. I'm going to rate this movie just a simple 4 out of 5, man. I feel like that's where it needs to go. And to me, with my M Night Shyamalan list, just the top of my head, I would put it like in the middle of the road, like the middle of the pack. I feel like that's a great place for it.
Yeah, it's a 4 out of 5 for me, and for M Night, it's in the top 5 for sure. I'm not going to sit here and say it's better than Signs or Sixth Sense or Unbreakable, but I think there's nothing else that would compete for it than top 5. I don't think.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and with the 2 4 out of 5s, that is a very good score at the Jimbo's dance move, man. A dance with Jimbo.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome.
Hell yeah, man. So, guys, what do y'all think about the Knock at the Cabin? Are you interested in seeing this movie? Or if you've already seen this movie, what you love about this movie or what you hate about this movie? Again, this is a spoiler-free review, so do not spoil it. If you do, I'm going to have to put the boots to you. But let us know all of that goodness in the comment section down below. Let's get that discussion rolling.
Yes, and you help us find the good reels. You can do so by finding us in our socials down below. And rock on, man. Jimmy Dean style.
Yeah, we're going to freaking rock on, man. Until then, this video, make a choice, man. And I hope you choose wisely.